welcome to TiElogues, where we celebrate the spirit of entrepreneurship. And today we are speaking to Mayank Sinha of Foodrik. Welcome, Mayank. Mayank, the pandemic has put a huge spotlight on health and nutrition, and Foodrik is in the kids' snacking segment, which is growing exponentially. So tell us about the brand fit and how do you plan to bite into the larger chunk of this segment?
So, Bushra, thanks for having me over. So, I worked for about 15 years in the corporate world in the healthcare industry, both in Europe and India. So, I think that's where the genesis about health, nutrition came about. I had two small kids, live in Delhi. I think we all know we are pretty fearful about the pollution and things like that. So I became concerned about that. And decided to set up Foodrik. So it has two phases. In the first phase, Foodrik was a portal of for information, nutritional content, as well as doctors, nutritionists, Ayurvedic specialists, helping parents with kids in preschool, early school on all their health and nutrition needs. We used to do a lot of workshops, consultation. Uh, I think along that journey, a lot of parents came and said, why don't you do products? It's good to get information, but we would love to have products. COVID happened, and I think we all know that the whole awareness around health and nutrition has increased. And that's the genesis of Foodrik. So we've started as a brand which is focused on children, on healthy, nutritious products. But over the last 1.5 years since we've launched, we found that what is really attracting people is chana sattu, which is a traditional superfood of India. And they find that concept very relevant. So as an evolution for Foodrik, we are now a family product, a product for all age groups, where the hero product is chana sattu, which is an ingredient which is we all know as very, very healthy, but it is not that prevalent today, at least in convenient products. The way I look at it is that the mass market products, which are the big brands, may not be the healthiest, but they are available everywhere. They're convenient, they are cheap, and that is where lies the opportunity of creating products which have a unique USP, but also at a value point and at a distribution where it becomes easier for non D2C consumers to also purchase it.
Coming to distribution, you mentioned. So, are you selling largely through online channels or offline channels? And right now, which way is it skewed, and what is the plan going ahead?
So I think any new brand goes online, digital first, and that is the way to be. Even for Foodrik, we are based in Delhi. We're extremely virtual. The product is manufactured in near Pune. Our warehouse, which is an outsourced warehouse, is in Delhi. We've got our online platforms. Orders come, it gets serviced. But even now, 75% of our online sales comes from South India, which would have never happened traditionally, where there was this moat of high distribution costs and establishing something. So I think the way I look at it, it's a great way to build a brand, to build awareness, to get your story out there, to also get some sales. But offline, but if you want to be profitable and you want to go the traditional way, which is not which has external funding, but is not just fueled on round one, round two, round three of funding, you've got to go offline. And that is where you make yourself relevant. That is where the unit economics are. The challenge with offline is collection. India is still a fragmented marketplace. There are various players, and you may have a working capital problem. So for Foodrik, we've been very clear that we've got a few investors, that we want to build a long-term brand.
So, tell us the strategies you have incorporated towards marketing and branding for Foodrik.
So I've gone through the whole journey, from influencers to social media to PR and so on. But I've now come to the conclusion it's got to be very simple. You've got to have a proposition which has to be very direct, which has to be very clear. Offline, interestingly, is very simple. You've got to create some marketing campaigns. You've got to have consistency in your message. Online, I think is extremely cluttered. It's not easy to find a base because there is a huge community out there who may have a head start in terms of their online presence, who may have a head start in the influencer base. So I think for any new brand, like many other D2C brands, it is difficult to find that organic traction. So we are obviously doing a lot of inorganic work in the online space to build a presence.
Okay. You have been associated with TiE Delhi NCR for some time, Mayank. Tell us how this has helped you in your entrepreneurial journey.
I think in the initial phase, there was a lot of bravado that I'll do everything with myself. I have my experience, but in I think in a year of my entrepreneurial journey, I took the decision of being part of TIE, and I found that very useful because you learn from a lot of members. This is pre-COVID. I think that was a great experience to network and to get into the events, and you understand from the learnings of other people how you should go ahead. And I think it's a great community, which has helped a lot of people. It's helped bring connect, and I think it's also got clarity in how different businesses work. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mayank. Wishing you many more milestones ahead. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.